All right, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Greg, and I play guitar, and I am lead vocals for Traitor.
I'm Joe Rado. I do drums for Traitor. I do also do backup and lead vocals.
And how many members of the band are there total?
4.
4, correct.
Okay, and you've been together how long?
10 years?
10 years, yeah, almost 11 since October of 2012.
Okay, and you're out of Philly.
Yes, correct.
Okay, how did this all come together? Were you original members, or?
Yes, so myself, Joe, and Brian, our other guitar player, are the original members who came together to put this project together. We started off with another bass player named Dylan. He was a great guy. He was in probably about 4 other bands, so eventually he just had to kind of slow things down. But we brought Tony DiDonato in. He's been our bass player ever since for the better part of the time.
2015.
Yeah, 2014 we brought Tony in. He's been with us ever since. So yeah.
Nice. Is all your stuff self-released?
So we did mostly self-releases with our first demo. We did a split 7-inch with a group called Sacrificial Blood from New Jersey. We also put out a tape. Those were all self-released. Our CD and our vinyl of our full record were released through our label, First Blood Family Records, out of Wisconsin.
Okay, all right. And have you played Rochester before?
We have not.
Okay.
No, first time in Rochester.
And why did you pick the name Traitor?
So the initial idea was that it actually initially started because Brian and I had bands that kind of fell apart at the same time, and we each had members who were not very honest or loyal to us. So we picked the name Traitor in response to kind of that happening. So
Gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha. You said you were working on the name a bit.
Yeah, we're looking at some things that we can do to kind of help separate us, but I'm not going to go too far into that right now. That's all.
How does your songwriting come together?
So typically, there's 2 ways where it usually comes together. I either come up with some guitar music and I start putting riffs together, and then I'll say, okay, what kind of feeling does this riff and this progression make me feel? You know, or what feeling does it give me? And then I will identify that and then start writing lyrics based on that feeling or that story that I want to create or whatever it is. And then also Joe will sometimes come to me with a full set of lyrics, you know, verses, choruses, pre-choruses, everything all together. And he'll just say, hey Greg, just put some music to this. And I'll go, okay, no problem. And then we do. And frankly, some of the songs that he's written lyrically and come to me like that have been some of the most interesting ones that I've done musically. So it's a great combination.
We kind of write songs like the opposite ways. Like I usually come up with just a full set of lyrics first, and then I tell him, I'm like, this is kind of the feel that I want to get for it. So the song that we're playing tonight, Raise the Black, I came up with the idea, like I want to write a song about pirates because I was reading Black Sails, reading like Treasure Island, stuff like that, and I was like, I want it to feel like you're kind of on the pitching deck of a ship in the middle of a storm, or like, you know, you're in a fight for your life or something. I'm like, it needs to be dark and it needs to be just like kind of, you know, real heavy. And he'll throw me some ideas and we kind of go from there, and I help him kind of tell like how I want to structure it. And sometimes Greg will just be like, here's a song. Like a couple months ago, 2 months ago, he'd say he was sending me some new material. And then he just sends me like this audio track, and it's like 3.5 minutes. It's just like a fully structured song. I'm like,
and that's what happens like, usually when he's pushing me to get done these songs that we're already working on, and I'm like, yes, I'm working on it. And then I'll get it done and be like, by the way, here's another song on top of it. And he's just like, what? I'm like, yeah, I know. Some things take a little longer than others. It's just, you know, when you're creative, I mean, sometimes I'll be working on, and the hard part is making sure, and this is where you have to be disciplined, you have to make sure that you finish whatever you start. So even though I might have been working on one of our songs that he's been pushing me to work on, I still got some inspiration from somewhere else. And so I finished the song he was pushing me to work on, and I also wrote that other one in the meantime and just threw them both at him at once and said, here you go. Look, see? Song. It's done.
So how many songs do you have total, do you think?
So
8, it's 19, I think, something like that. So we have 9 and an intro in the CD, 4 on the original demo, 2 more on the tape.
2 more on the tape, yeah, that's
Weapon
right.
X, and then we've got 2 new ones that we're playing tonight, so close to 20.
Yeah, almost 20 songs.
So what are your future tour dates here?
So tomorrow we're going to Cleveland,
Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis,
Kentucky after that, right?
yes, Lexington, Birmingham, New Orleans, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Raleigh. I'm not sure which order because I can't remember which one is north
It's a
and which
long
one is
tour.
south.
Yeah. Charlotte, Raleigh,
and then
Richmond, DC,
and Baltimore.
Wow.
Come home. So 17 days, 16 shows.
Damn.
Yep. And Witch Haven's with us for every single one of them.
Yep.
They flew out from Los Angeles they got in the day before our first show in Philly, and it's been great, man. It's been
Awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, where can people find your stuff? Like, where's the best place to follow you?
Sure. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Our records are on all the streaming platforms as well. My recommendation, because you talk about the Traitor name, look up Traitor, then start to type in the album title. Last Hope for the Wretched is the album title. As soon as you type that in, you'll find us and everything else.
Do you know what the shortcut on Facebook is?
It's Traitor 2013. Our Instagram handle is Traitor PHL. As in PHL is in Philly.
Cool. Anything else people should know?
We are currently working on new material. We're hoping to start recording next year. Aiming to do a release either late next year or early 2025. So we've got 3 songs written. Right now we're hoping to do like 6 or 7 more, so just kind of be on the lookout late next year, maybe by fall or something like that for some announcements, hopefully some cover art.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh, and shout out to Laudo Guitars. They are endorsing me. They sent me a guitar to bring on tour with me. Thank you, Laudo. Thank you, Pete Brown, and thank you, Tour. Appreciate that.
Nice. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.